What's going on, everyone? So let's talk about this Christian Wood situation, right? Like, it is extremely odd. We haven't heard anything about Christian Wood. So Christian Wood is expected to miss his 12th straight game today against the Golden State Warriors. And there is no indication in sight of when he's expected to return, what's going on with his injury. It was a knee injury, right? Is it something that needs surgery? Is it something that he's going to bounce back for? Like, originally, it was kind of like, oh, he's probably going to miss like 2 weeks and then he'll be back. But so far, nothing. Gabe Vincent, we know, is expected to return at some point this month. Jared Vanderbilt is even looking like he's going to return at some point this month. But Christian Wood, nothing. I mean, we haven't even gotten like speculation. Usually there's something. Now, he is going through a ton of personal matters, which I'm not going to go into. I don't like diving into, people's personal lives. It's not what this is about. But he is going through something that has been very public. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. But, maybe that has something to do with it. It's just extremely odd that we haven't gotten any news in regards to Christian Wood. And he's a guy that I think is valuable, right? Now, the Lakers have been more, or at least Darvin Ham has been more like, oh, hey, let's play Hayes and Anthony Davis. And there have been times like throughout the season where Darvin Ham will play Wood more than Hayes or Hayes more than Wood. Kind of hasn't really figured out still. Again, it's Darvin Ham. It's been rough this year. What else do you say, right? And so kind of figuring out the big men situation. But you would think now Christian Wood would be able to kind of fit better because Rui Hachimura is playing the 3, right? Like, one of the big things is LeBron's the 4, Rui was the backup 4. So like Christian Wood, he's like split minutes at the 5 and the 4, right? Well, Rui's now playing primarily the 3. So if Christian Wood returned, well, then he could get minutes at the 4 and the 5. You could play him alongside Anthony Davis. You could play him alongside Jackson Hayes, his ability to stretch the floor, all of that stuff. And I know a lot of people are kind of down on Christian Wood. Look, in the offseason, Christian Wood was, we were hyped, right? Like, man, you're talking about a 17-8, 17-9 guy come in. He was like, one of the big, like, free agent acquisitions towards the end, right? Granted, you could argue there weren't very many options left at that point, but still, like, it was like, hey, man, this is a guy that if he goes to, one of these teams that are a contender, he could be a difference maker. And so far, he has really just kind of not found his stride with the Lakers. But personally, and this is just me, I put that on Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham, this is what is so weird to me. Like, so Darvin Ham, one of the big things is like the favorites, right? It's a big talking point lately, is Darvin Ham's favorites. Taurean Prince, Dennis Schroeder last year, right? Like, he has these guys that if he has a relationship from a previous team or he just kind of like believes in, he'll overplay that guy to a point where it's like detrimental, right? We've seen it with Taurean Prince all season. And so to me, it's like Darvin Ham and Christian Wood have a previous relationship. Like, one of the things that got Christian Wood to the Lakers was Darvin Ham. Like, Darvin Ham was texting Wood every day and like, hey, dude, like, come on, you can come. There were the talks that Darvin Ham promised a big role for Christian Wood and all this stuff, like, which made sense. His versatility, his ability to be a power forward or a center, or even in some occasions play the 3, which Darvin Ham did on a couple occasions, and it actually worked. Think of like that Phoenix Suns game where Christian Wood was getting like huge, and huge stops against Kevin Durant out on the perimeter. So the versatility of Christian Wood is very impactful, very important in my opinion. He's a guy that can come in and just at any moment get hot and have an impact on the game. My problem with Darvin Ham and Christian Wood is the lack of utilization of Christian Wood, right? One of the big things I've highlighted and talked about heavily this season is the lack Darvin Ham's understanding of how to put players in the best position to have the most success. That is a big part of coaching, is understanding your players, understanding their fit, understanding their role, understanding how to draw the best version of that player. Sometimes, on occasion, there is a player on a team that's just, it's an awkward fit, or it's just like, where do we find this guy? Christian Wood isn't one of those people. But the way that Darvin Ham utilizes Christian Wood makes him one of those people. And it's frustrating me. It drives me crazy. Rui Hachimura, I've talked heavily about the lack of utilization that Darvin Ham uses for Wood. Spencer Dinwiddie is another great example. You go and you sign a point guard, versatile combo guard, because that was a position of need. You had off the bench, no playmaker, and no real scoring threat at the guard position. Unless you put Austin Reeves off the bench or whatever, right? And Spencer Dinwiddie solves all of that. But what does Darvin Ham do? He has him playing as if he's Daniel House or Joe Harris. You might as well have had him. You might as well have signed Daniel House or Joe Harris. It is infuriating to me the way that Darvin Ham utilizes some of these players. Christian Wood is one of those, right? I have defended Christian Wood heavily this year. Even when people would be like, oh, he's trash. Like, I have talked about how, no, he's not. He's just playing it just very awkwardly because of the role that he's in. This is a guy that is a legit 17 and 8 guy, right? Because he is so versatile in such a mismatch down in the post. Christian Wood is a player that you can dump the ball down to, he can go to work and create and generate offense. Oh, and he can stretch the floor and shoot the three ball. Darvin Ham has him as, oh, he's a guy that can shoot the three ball. Oh, and he can on occasion go down low and you can dump the ball down. What are we doing here? Like, Darvin Ham literally is utilizing Christian Wood backwards, right? The beauty of Christian Wood is his ability to draw out big men and spread the floor and run, the 5 out, things like that. But you need to, on occasion, if you really want to maximize Christian Wood, is put him on the block. You've seen it with Rui and you've seen it with Wood. Two guys that are best in the painted area where you could give the ball to and they can just go to work and generate offense on their own. And Lakers have had tons of moments this season. I mean, like limitless moments where it's just like every time they go on like the scoring drought, you'll see like an extended 3-minute, 5-minute, whatever scoring drought where it's like, how do we generate offense here? Oh, you have Rui Hachimura that you could put on the block, dump the ball down to, let him go to work and be the mismatch that he is. Or Christian Wood. Let's get Wood in, get in here, you get on the block, let's dump the ball down to Wood and let him go to work and be the mismatch that he is. But Darvin Ham never does that. It is infuriating. I genuinely believe Christian Wood could be a real impact guy. Not saying he's going to be a 30 and 20 guy, but I'm saying he's a guy that legitimately off the bench, I think could be in double figures, help with the rebounding, right? He's versatile on the defensive side. He's actually good at defending out on the perimeter because he's good at utilizing space. So he's a guy that, he can, because he has like, 7'2" wingspan or whatever it is, 7'3" wingspan, he's able to kind of just keep that distance, that gap on quicker, twitchier, more athletic guys. And then if they pull up, he can stretch out and, affect the shot. But he also can keep enough space and has enough size and length to where if they start trying to beat him off the dribble, he can shift and move over. He's very versatile. He's good in the pick and roll on the defensive side. He's versatile on the defense, on the offense. Like, this is a guy that could be extremely valuable for the Lakers, but Darvin Ham continues to understand his players, and it drives me mad. But it is what it is, right? Like, I just don't see that changing magically overnight. But I hope next season when we have a new coach, Christian Wood goes, hey, let me try to give this another go. And that coach actually sees the value in Christian Wood, because there's a ton of value in Wood. But again, to kind of circle back, it's very odd to me that we literally have no news on Wood. I'm sure part of it is the personal stuff going on. I'm sure the Lakers are kind of like, hey, figure your stuff out. But from the injury standpoint, like, we could use Wood. We could use his versatility. We could use his size, right? It just gives you another big body to throw out there. Especially as like the Warriors. He's great against the Warriors because he's a guy that he can, because of his size and his skill set, he's a guy that you can actually kind of maximize against a smaller team like the Warriors. And he can, out of all the teams, the Warriors are probably the team that Wood is best against. So, like, he would be very valuable tonight. But fortunately, we have no word. So, I don't know. Again, it's just really odd. It's really strange to me. I just kind of want to talk about it, rant about it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think it's kind of like the personal matters? Again, I'm not going to go, and I don't really care to, like, respond to, like, personal matters, just because, again, that's their stuff. I'm here to talk the basketball side of things, talk the on-court stuff, organizational stuff. Whatever's going on with his personal life, obviously I hope all works out in that regard. But, again, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.